I think I've gone through every one of those scenarios.
You know, it's
You ran over a guy?
What's that?
Yes.
Surprise.
Oh, God.
All the good TV shows.
It was only my partner. He lived.
Oh, that's good.
it's
Only your partner. That's
funny
like the
that,
account. Probably had a
you know, each one of us that's been here for a while can remember client going out, you're running emergent, and it's a one of those, oh, this is gonna be a great call. You get in your ambulance and go,
You have 2 batteries, you switch it and it's still on.
no.
Or you know it's going to be a great call and you throw a belt on the way there.
Uh-huh. Or if you work for certain companies, the rear wheel of the dually falls off.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why they put 4 in the back. You just keep going.
Well, we thought about that, and it was funny because this was back in the Reed days. And the first thing Al Powers did when he got there was sabotage. The ambulance services sabotage.
Oh, God.
It's probably true.
Oh, there's a good chance of it, but that was, yeah, that was the good old days. Why are we not focusing in here? So, tonight, it may be a short night. I don't know. Depends on how gabby I really get. So we're going to talk about infectious control.
You sound a little hoarse.
Um,
You look out for each other.
yeah. What is that? What exactly, when we talk about infectious control, what are we talking about? What are we trying to control?
You got your stuff.
Bloodborne pathogens such as what? Hepatitis. It's a hepatitis what?
B.
B?
C,
C? A? Okay.
All of them.
HIV, TB,
Meningitis.
meningitis, you know, C. diff. You know, and C. diff, you know, if you play in their poop, you'll get it, but
Ebola.
Ebola, yeah.
Yeah.
But we hope that we become smart enough to, and I don't know, to do what we need to do to protect ourselves. When I first started, and this Rob can attest to this too, is gloves was an option.
Yeah.
And when you got done with the IV, what'd you do with the needle? Right in the bench
Trash.
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, until they opened up, they had to replace one of those bench seats, and they pulled it up. Oh my God, was that so?
Some padding was moving.
And the padding was
Yeah.
moving, yeah. So we talk about BSI, body substance isolation, protection from infection, gowns, gloves, and goggles. How many times do you wear gowns?
I've worn it since I've been back a couple times.
Have you?
Yeah. Should have learned today, but got us all the way to the doctor before his wife told me we had the flu. Nice.
You know, I used to do a lot of transports out of Colorado Acute. You haven't heard of that place. You will. And they have, they would put, it was like they'd label a person with, they've got MRSA. And they cure it with all the antibiotics in the world. But that person still had that tag of you've got MRSA. Well, in reality, we all have MRSA. It's right here. You don't pick your...
That was really good timing.
Wow.
BSI.
My allergy.
Well, there's one time, and the boss of the company came and said, you know, you guys really, when they tell you to put on your the gowns, you should. Because they're trying to protect you and they're trying to protect the patient. Okay, fine. So I go into this room and this gal comes running in. You need to have a gown on. I said, why? It's not very good. You need to put a gown on. I said, okay, give it to me. So I put it on, and I put my arm straight, and I went, and ripped it right down the front. I said, okay, I put it on. There you go. But there are times that gowns and gloves and goggles are a good thing.
If you go to Death Haven, you need
Where?
Death Haven.
Oh, okay. Elm Haven?
Elm Haven.
Yeah.
They put the sign about everybody being contaminated halfway down the hall. And you go, oh, they don't put it on the door. Tell them Death Haven. I told my wife I'd kill her if she ever put me in that place.
So, what do you do in the case of tuberculosis? TB. Okay, an N95 mask. You put it on you or on them? I put it on them.
Put it on them. Everyone's
Stop the
breathing.
source.
You're breathing too.
Yeah, but how is TB spread? Droplets from your respiratory.
Then
So if you put it on them, you catch it all in this mask.
then you give them lots and blow it back in.
Okay. All right. BSI will only work if you remember its limitations. What are its limitations?
Gotta put it on.
Gotta put it on. Yeah.
Biggest problem is
Gloves will tear.
Gloves tear. What happens if you double glove?
Increase the
more?
friction.
It tears worse. It really will. There's something about that that just doesn't work real well. All right.
Second taking them off.
Yeah, and I'll tell you a story about taking them off. And make sure when you do that the doctor doesn't really get too PO'd at you. I was at St. Anthony's. I was taking off my gloves and I took this one off and it snapped. And it snapped and I'd been sweaty and guess where it hit? Right in the doctor's face. Oh,
ooh.
that was not a pretty day. I just kind of took the other one off and left before I got my butt chewed. All right.
Have you ever done the shaving cream test? So you take somebody with gloves, you put shaving cream on it, and then you have them put it all over their hands, and you got to take it off and not get the shaving cream on the inside of your hands. Kind of shows you how easy it is to get something inside the glove.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that. If you leave the patient's side for any reason, you should remove your gloves. Yeah, okay. Put on a new pair when you return to the patient. Okay, yeah, I changed them. See?
Your field must be working.
Yeah. Contaminated gloves can cross-contaminate any other surface or item that you touch. Well, yeah, you go into the patient's room, you got your gloves on, you leave the patient's room, and you just go walking down the hallways, touching the walls, and you get up to the nurse's station, you make sure you rub everything really well.
Well, it's been done for years.
Yeah.
Now. And go like that.
Okay? Now, question for you guys. If you have a patient who has HIV, does that scare you? A little, a lot, or not at all?
Almost like sticking an IV.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about that.
Yep.
Okay? I don't worry about HIV or hepatitis or tuberculosis or tetanus or meningitis if I know You know, the problem that we run into is if we're running 911 calls and we go into that godforsaken area that we used to call the projects, you never know what you're going to run into. You know, you've got meth in there, you've got, yeah, you've got it all. You don't know what you're going to run into. I had transported patients with TB. We called it reverse isolation. So we put the mask on them. You know, some of us are a little claustrophobic with masks. That's why we're not firefighters.
Yeah, that's the.
You know, and I didn't think I was, because I didn't think I was afraid of heights either. Because before I got into full-time EMS, I was a derrick hand in the gas field, so I was 20 feet up in the air on 1 inch round or kind of square tubes and putting pipe, and never thought anything much about it. And then I'm okay, so I get done with that. I break up my right arm and I leave that. Now all of a sudden I don't like heights, and I was doing the fit test for an N95 mask, because the old days you had to have your own. You had to carry it with you everywhere. And by the time it was a week old, it was about like this. And they put that thing over my head, that hood. And I'm going, oh, no, that's not good. Yeah. I taste it.
Fit test, and a lot of guys pass out doing fit tests.
Yeah, why? We don't like that. Good. So, you know, things that do happen out there. We talked about HIV. I mean, unless they're bleeding, I really, honestly, I don't plan on having sex with any of them. I'm not going to play in anybody's poop. I promise I'm not going to pick anybody's nose.
Let's take that out.
Yeah.
And meningitis. Now there's one out there that we've seen 3 of them in the last, since I've been here. What's that?
We don't see them very often.
Meningitis? Yeah, no, I'm talking. There's another one out there that's similar to meningitis, but it's serotonin syndrome. And it comes, you find it from people who are like taking multivitamins and taking medications on top of it, and it mimics meningitis. They get the headaches, their neck is stiff, they get the fever. One of my ex-wife's daughters, 2 years, died from it 2 years ago. And, you know, my son kept calling me and saying, well, Dad, she's doing this and this. I said, it sounds like meningitis. Make sure you clean your house good. And they take her to the hospital and they say, no, you're doing fine. They send her home. Well, she finally died. And it took them 3 weeks to come back with the serotonin syndrome. But it mimics meningitis. It's wild.
So is it inflaming the meninges?
I'm not sure what all it does. I've transported one patient with it.
With the headache and stiff neck and everything,
You'd think it would, but, you know, and that was what they described to me, and I'm going, okay, sounds like meningitis. All right, so, you know, the things that we're seeing now, I mean, things that we never saw or never recognized, I guess let's call it recognized 20 years ago. You know, we talked about, we just had a class on ketamine, and there it went, flush the toilet. Excited delirium. What is excited delirium? You know, I never knew it. And then I think back about this black guy, big black guy. And we're in the back of the ambulance, and I'm fighting him, and I've got 4 cops on him and 2 firefighters on the pram, and we're holding this guy down. And it never dawned on me that that's what was going on. We never heard of it then. Now we see it all the time. And the thing about it is, when they're in that excited delirium type of state, they tend to be naked because they're
Because
hot.
they're so young.
They're hot. And it gets to a point where they can no longer compensate and they die. It's crazy. We do ketamine now for it. All right, so let's talk about human immunodeficiency virus. Bloodborne pathogen that can be transferred from individual to individual through fluid contact. What do we know about the HIV virus, that little booger, that little bug that we run into? What do we know about it?
It's highly weak outside of the host.
It's highly weak outside of the host.
It dies in dry blood.
It dies in dry blood. It doesn't stay alive for very long. And, you don't suck their wounds because then you've got a good chance of it.
It's a snake bite.
It's a snake bite. I'll go see what the doctor says. Says you have to suck it out. Okay. What did the doctor say? You're gonna die.
That was good. No explanation.
Hmm?
That was good explanation.
Yeah. All right. Usually it's through direct contact or access to circulating blood. So yeah, if we're starting IVs and we don't have gloves on, there's a possibility. And the funny thing is since we went away from Lasix, I'm finding that more of my gloves rip. And I try to put on a pair of extra large, and I'm going,
They're terrible.
I have to take the extra large, and I don't think my hands are that big. Don't look at my hands, excuse me.
Backhand. See, what? No, we're not on yet. We're probably
You guys have to realize I am on my 11th hour for the day. Okay, so it's destroyed upon contact with oxygen. So that doesn't mean to open up your cylinder on high and just spray the ambulance out. No, that's not how you clean up HIV. Like I say, if I walk into a room and I'm told this patient has HIV, it's a big deal. The ones that scare me is when you walk in and you start treating them and you don't know.
Put it off. Put your finger off.
You know that those multiply? See?
Yeah.
Are all the signs like in hospitals is for MRSA and stuff like that, is it the same at every hospital or it is?
Hell no.
No.
The other day I walked in a MRSA room and no one told me. And then when I walked out, they were like, oh, he has MRSA. And then they were like, you don't have to put on anything.
Not now, you're already
Well, then they said like he was going to his nursing home or whatever and they weren't going to
A lot of times,
do
the thing
anything?
when we talk about MRSA, one of the questions, we don't ask it often enough, but when you get up to the nurse's station and you know that this person has MRSA, where? Because if it's in the mouth or in the nasal passages, then it can be spread.
Yeah.
But if it's in a wound, are we going to mess with the wound? Here, let's dig around in that. Let's see if I can get that MRSA. No. Common sense.
Now,
Huh?
I think they didn't want me to waste the gowns because they all gowned up, and I was the only one. I was the only one in the room not gowned up, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no big deal."
They're just messing with it.
Nice.
Wow. So, why is everybody gowned up? You should. Okay. With what?
Yeah.
Isolation.
Yeah.
No reason.
Okay. HIV affects the T cells of the immune system and effectively shutting off the ability of the immune system to search and destroy pathogens. Once the immune system is deactivated, patients are diagnosed with acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, AIDS. I have to admit that I knew a paramedic who had it, and he was still out treating patients. Is that a problem?
He's critical.
I mean, think about it. If you're a sick person, and this paramedic walks up to you and says, Brooke, hi, I'm your paramedic today. I'm going to start an IV on you and all this good kind of stuff. But I thought I should tell you I have HIV. What would you do?
I still need your help.
Okay? You know,
I don't know.
and he was very, very careful with what he did.
Got it.
All right? Hepatitis A. Bacterial infection of the liver caused by ingestion of food or water contaminated with human feces.
So people don't wash their freaking hands.
Stop drinking out of the toilet.
Toilet. I let your dog lick your toes.
Self-limiting, lasting up to 6 months. Preventable with proper hand washing and inoculations. Now, wait a minute. We in America are no longer believing in these inoculations.
Bullshit.
I don't want to get autism before these kids.
You know, well, hell, you know, polio's been dead for years. Measles have been gone for a long time. Mumps. What do we have? 6 cases of mumps in Colorado
I've
last
had the
year?
heart disease 3 times. Last time I was 21.
Yeah.
And my mother, or my wife's grandmother had them when she was 96. So you don't know if you go to get them again, but
Yeah.
it's hiding that shot.
How many of you have had chicken pox? No?
I'll say we're in this one now.
One in 3 people will develop shingles.
I already got shingles once when I was 25.
25? Wow.
I was super stressed out, and the doctor was like, "Oh shit."
That's nasty. That's one of the worst things I've ever seen on people. It just-
Let me tell you from experience, it hurts. And when you don't go to the doctor, you live it out without the
I
doctor.
can't imagine.
It was,
You gotta cover their hands so they don't.
I didn't do that. Mine started at my back and came all the way at belt line, all the way to the
around,
front.
Yeah.
And I was working, I didn't think anything of it other than it hurt like hell. And one of the guys that was working for me was a PA. He was going through PA school. And I looked at him and said, "So what is this?" And he looked at me and goes, "Oh shit, you got shingles." Really? Hmm. So, just, isn't that a fun fact?
Good money to face.
It's prednisone, right? Isn't it? They treat steroids?
I have no idea because I didn't get treated. I didn't. I worked with it. Oh, but it was miserable.
You're younger probably then. Older people see it.
It was 12 years ago.
That's the younger, older people really have a hard time with it.
It still hurt like hell.
You're only 25, but you're ago.
Right. Yeah, like 20 years ago.
Well, it's a drop in the immune system, right?
What's that?
It's a drop in the immune system. That's causing
Yeah, and
steroids.
it follows the nerves. The nerves are what causes, or what is affected. That's why you don't see it go this way. It just, you'll go around. And I've hurt people in the face. And I was lucky. Of course, I blamed the hotel. Because we'd just been, I got it while I was in the hot tub. And I went, oh crap, this is chemicals. I got chemical burn. No, it wasn't.
EOS convention again,
No, this was Fort Hayes graduation.
huh? Oh, yeah.
All right. More prevalent than HIV. Another form, hepatitis C. Another form of viral liver infection that can develop into chronic disease. Now they say there's no vaccine available, but now commercials are saying it's curable.
Yeah, I've never heard they say that, but
Has anybody ever seen somebody in severe hepatitis C? Well, I know you have.
I had an employee who got it. We had to break into his, I had the police go and break into his house. He was just mentally crazier than hell. Just wouldn't answer the door, wouldn't do anything. He looked, God, he was about this big toward the end.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
It is.
Alcoholics, Pepsi.
alcoholics will get cirrhosis that could lead to hepatitis C. Now, cirrhosis is an ugly, ugly thing that happens too. And what happens in cirrhosis is the liver itself becomes hard and will no longer filter. So all the stuff that it should be filtering starts dripping into the abdominal cavity. And then they have to go in and they have to put a needle in and draw that shit out. And I've seen upwards of 2,000 cc's pulled off somebody.
That was drinking again.
Sure, I need a sandwich.
I want a drink. Want a drink?
And they,
Greasy burger.
and they want liver transplant.
My friend Bob just got diagnosed with cirrhosis, but it wasn't because he's like had anything. It's because like the biliary ducts weren't working right,
Mm-hmm.
and they went to actually remove his gallbladder, and they were like, "Oh my god, look at your liver." So
Nice.
yeah.
Hepatitis A and B and C can lead to cancer. Right? What was tuberculosis? Tuberculosis called in the old days?
Was it loner? They were called loners.
Black death.
What was it?
Consumption. It was consumption.
They called them lungers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was they died from consumption. You look back in history and you look at Doc Holliday, he
Yeah.
died from consumption. And it was really tuberculosis.
Right.
Will we see tuberculosis and where do we see it if we see it?
Africa.
We see it here in the United
You see it in
States.
the nursing homes a lot.
Nursing homes, jails.
Mhm.
Okay.
Crap, it's like hard.
I got the fan going.
It's not doing shit.
Oh, boy.
It is like
Well, go turn it up.
Glad you got that on the camera.
Yeah. Wait until Thomas takes this class.
You need to turn that camera around.
Identify everybody.
Okay. So it's transmitted by microscopic droplets created when an infected person coughs.
Mask is way too big for that little boy.
A little bit big.
A little big.
Yeah, and that was what we had to do. To have those fitted, and then we had to put the mask on, and then they would.
Nano oil. Those have a name, something about hot, but I don't remember what it was.
She's too young for
You
menopause.
never know, though.
I had menopause.
You had menopause?
Yeah, I had that before hysterectomy.
Oh, so that shot that one down.
That's the worst disease there is. God. It made it worse than
Really? Balls can come to mind.
Oh, wow. Boy, this class is going downhill quick. Let's talk about the arachnoids of Afghanistan.
that.
Okay, to prevent possible exposure to TB, use properly fitted HEPA masks. It's the N95 or M95, I don't know.
Yeah.
N, I think, yeah. And we used to do fit testing. Everybody had to fit test.
That N95 you have to fit test.
We got them on the car, so we don't do it.
We have to fit test.
Yeah, and what they banana oil, or they use saccharin, and you had to breathe through your mouth, and if you tasted that shit,
About a week.
yeah. All right. Tetanus. Tetanus occurs from toxin produced by bacteria that enter a wound created by a contaminated object. I love that. Where do you find tetanus?
Rusty metal.
Rusty nails, okay? Rusty bowls. Now, Rusty's not going to be happy with you guys. Did you know that you could go out here in any field and you could find tetanus?
Oh, yeah.
You know what else you could find?
Syringes.
Well, yeah.
Almost beat.
Oh, no, that's...
All the other communicable diseases that might be out there. Some would probably have used the butter.
No, what's that? that weapon, what they're trying to weaponize, anthrax.
Oh, yeah.
You can find anthrax just out in the dirt. Problem is you don't know how to weaponize dirt to make it work. With a little explosive in the bottom so it goes everywhere.
Mud ball fight.
Huh?
Mud ball fight with the
That's what you're
saying. Yeah.
Attacked by a anthrax ball.
How, I thought this was going to be such a nice class and we wouldn't go downhill.
Oh.
Meningitis, an infection of the meninges of the brain and spinal. Where are the meninges?
That's your.
It's those little fingers, right?
That's your phalange. It's dangerous.
And we've been preaching on for years. I knew those whole docs.
What? What are some of the signs of somebody who has meningitis other than the headache and the neck pain and the fever? What are some of the other things that people see? I would see it almost every year at some of the sororities and
Nausea.
vomiting,
Lack of appetite.
nausea. What?
Lack of appetite. That's some.
Yeah.
Right out.
She looked at the book.
Okay, it's caused by bacteria, virus, or fungus. Eddie's disease is fungus among us. That's only when you eat mushrooms.
That's not a fun guy.
No fungus.
These
I know,
people,
but he's not a fun guy.
Probably not.
these people can have a lot of mental problems too.
This group or the people with meningitis?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all been connected.
It's a roundabout way of saying what you said.
Okay. You realize we've been at this for 30 minutes and we're only on slide 13?
You said we only have 17.
We only have 17, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Another 10 minutes, we'll be out of here, man.
No, we won't. Nice try, though. Personal immunizations. How many have Hep A and B and K?
Gotcha.
How often do we get tetanus?
Every 7 years?
7 or
7 to 10.
12.
Yeah.
Okay. The Hep B series. How many shots are in the Hep B series? 3. How often are they given?
Once every
Once
6
every
months
6.
for your titles.
I went through the full series at AMR. Then I started work at North Suburban, and they did a titer, and I had to have a booster. And then they never checked me again, so I don't know if the booster took or not. Okay, TB skin test. How many of you have had that? Any of them wheel on you?
I had a wheel.
You had a wheel?
A
Front
long
car?
time
Or,
ago.
oh. Molly, you are starting to scare me.
Why? I didn't have when they stuck it under your skin and they make a little bubble.
Well, that's a bubble. That's not a
No, I
wheel.
never had the wheel. That's a wheel.
The wheel is where it starts. It gets bigger.
Oh no, I never had the wheel.
Does
So
that mean you have it?
Hmm?
Does that mean you have it?
possibly,
Oh, okay.
if
My
you
cousin
test
got a
positive.
false positive.
What's that?
My cousin got a false positive on a TB test.
Did they make them go through the X-rays and?
Well, it's awful because she was trying to work at a hospital.
Oh, gee.
And they told her she couldn't do her internship because
Tested
she
positive.
flunked. So yeah, she got a lot of tests done after that.
How many of you get the flu shot every year? How about the pneumonia?
Oh,
They gave me a shot for pneumonia, and I talked to the doctor this last time. I go, so I got a pneumonia shot a couple years ago. Do I need another one? Because not until you're 65. Hey, I gotta look forward to it.
Like your insurance, they're $400 was your insurance. Good stuff.
You know that they gave it to me.
You got a hospital?
I'm with Kaiser. You know, and I got to tell you, all the years that I transported Kaiser, I've discovered that their their basic checkups and everything
Yeah.
are really good. I'm just not real keen on the.
The physicals,
I'm going to put you two together so you can play with them together. Okay. How about the flu? Anybody had it yet this year?
At the shop or that?
Probably another 3 days after the guy today.
Probably.
Now
All right.
So,
Got
Rob, can
bronchitis
I
3
stop you
weeks
for a
ago.
second? There's an immunization for Hep A.
Apparently, I haven't ever had it.
I mean, I know there's for B, right?
Mhm.
That's the only one that you can immunize.
No, they
When I
Because,
went
if you
to
had,
China, I feel like 'cause we had to get all these tests, and I think they gave us A and B at a shot.
Huh.
Could be wrong.
leave the country. You get lots of shots.
Yeah,
All right.
I think they did.
Okay. Now this, I have a bone to pick. All right. We talk about disposal of contaminated items. What the hell do they consider contaminated?
Hey,
Brock-
ambulance.
Brooke's over here blowing her nose and she's got blood in it. Is that contaminated? No, I'm serious. Is it? Do we need to take her Kleenex and put it in a red bag?
Yes.
What's the
No.
harm if it's not though?
You don't.
Like, why not? Just do
There's
it.
not enough contamination there to be worried about.
Hooray.
Basically, shit you're gonna mop it.
Number 8 sounded good.
Was that one?
Better leave this tonight.
Yeah, don't take them with you.
Just have to come back tomorrow.
Oh yeah. You know which car you'd be on.
Is that for
Yeah.
the dirty shit?
Number 5, I've offered to do an education class and cut that son of a bitch out. Right through this street there.
All right. So linens, bandages, clothing, etc., need to be placed in a biohazard bag. Why? If they're covered with blood, I agree. Do we put sharps in sharps container? Yes, I agree. But what we've found, and you can ask Roger because he used to have a conniption over this, is that we put so much stuff in these biohazard bags that don't need to be, and then we are charged by the pound. And actually, we aren't. St. Anthony's is. Because we take all the stuff and dump it up there. But seriously, that's what we do with our sharps containers. But you gotta at least be thinking. You know, a little cut and a little bit of blood is not something that oh God, get me out the red bag. We're gonna put all this in. We're gonna take these clothes off and okay, let's be realistic.
The Mayo Clinic has a disposable blood. It's equal to everything down the street. Huge. They destroy everything there.
Mm-hmm.
Go by the store, I go, what's in that? Oh, that's where they burn all the hazardous waste stuff.
Oh, the nasty
All
stuff.
nasty stuff. It's huge.
Okay, sharps or glass items need to be placed in a sharps container. All right, well, I'll argue that too. But if you take the needle off of a syringe, does the syringe have to go in the sharps container? As long as you didn't draw blood back
No,
into it. Okay.
But I think it's just easier to drop it all in.
All contaminated equipment must be pulled from service and cleaned as quickly as possible. I did a transport, this was years ago, from Denver to Seattle, Washington. Vented patients. And it was so funny because they flew me back to Denver, but I had to bring the vent back because it was the only one we had. And I'm going through the TSI or whatever you call them, and this guy pulls out this thing and starts wiping it down. It's medical equipment. I know, I'm looking for explosives. Really? I hope that thing doesn't blow up.
Yeah, keep it cold when you drive.
So,
It is a vent. It's supposed to blow up a little.
little.
Oh.
You should have put it from here
Well, the only problem is the vent that I was using, and I love them, I still do, is the fact that they're oxygen powered. So they're so much easier to use than these that we've got here.
Did they ever get the realize resuscitators off the fire truck?
I think they got rid of them. Because it's not something that, we're going to blow them up when we do it.
You go there and
Okay, break time. Oh,
oh God, you might miss
wait a minute, we got summary, and we're done with the slides. Okay. Your safety is of utmost importance. If you do get a needle stick or something like that, what should you do?
Report it.
Hmm?
Report it.
Report it. I am losing my voice, aren't I?
You are.
I'm squeaking. Poopity.
Pass them with the
Maybe that's why that respiratory stuff's going on.
I hope not. But you need to report it. And who do you report it to here? Who is our compliance officer?
Probably ours. I don't know.
Megan.
Megan is.
Mhm.
Never told
And if
me.
you go onto the website and take that bloodborne pathogens, you'll find that there's a thing that's called, oh God, now I can't remember it. I wrote it. But you have to have it, and if you need to look at it, you can get a hold of me, you can get a hold of Michael or Megan. And that's all of our policies of what we do in their exposure.
Got all that.
Okay, you can go get your water.
Thank you. Start like these. Hot.
Yeah. Okay. So, chapter 3. Can I borrow your book a minute?
No.
Fine, I'll borrow his. All right, so chapter 3. Let's get. You have it? Stop it! All right. So we're going to pass this around. Hold on to it until I tell you to pass it. So, Molly,
Yeah?
you have sodium.
Are you fucking
That's
serious?
better.
You must hate me.
No. So you got the pick. If I'd have gone the other way, Brooke would have had it. You want to send it the other way?
No, I guess
Ooh, I hope I get phosphorus.
Okay. Potassium.
Oh, man, I know.
Calcium. So make sure you write that down.
There you go. So that's out of town.
And then James is going to get bicarb. No, it's not one of those.
Yeah, it is.
Look at yours out. I'm afraid of that.
I guess I did too.
I'm really afraid I'm gonna break this thing. Oh, wait, no, we're good.
Gosh.
Got it. It's all gooey.
Zach
You got calcium, man.
went put it through it and pumped a bunch of fluid into it.
All right.
It's got a little wet, but no big deal.
Oops.
Yeah, James, you got phosphorus.
This should go back in here.
I'm sorry?
This is dirty.
You have phosphorus.
I can't read that.
Phosphorus.
Phosphorus. Oh no! Now what are we gonna give these to?
I thought you gave him bicarbonate.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Good, James.
Oh, you get
Chloride?
chloride.
You gotta write a whole section, not that one paragraph.
And Brooke has got phosphorus.
Hey.
There you go.
Go do demonstration.
And then
I'm
I'm adding to this.
What?
Need some-
We're gonna go the other way. Brooke, along with your phosphorus,
Yeah.
I want you to explain diffusion.
Okay. Diffusion.
Diffusion. Diffusion.
Well, I'm gonna have to write this down.
Would you like a pen?
I have a pen.
Is this for
Does
yeah?
your phone not take notes?
Well, it does, but I'm gonna look at it. I'm a paper gal.
All right.
Old school.
Then you got filtration.
Right on my gum pack.
James, I'm gonna give you active transport. Adam, you've got osmosis. I'm having fun with this, you know that.
You are.
Rob, you're gonna do isotonic solution, and that gives you hypotonic solution.
Yay!
And hypotonic.
I
Just
have
because you
to-
said I'm being mean to you.
I have to do hyper and
Not
hypo.
just hyper.
Is this Friday's assignment?
Yes.
Oh, good, because I won't be here.
Wait, so we're just writing?
You won't be
We
here
just,
Friday?
No.
Like, talk about it? Is that it?
Yeah, I want a 15-minute on what you got.
Isotonic
but-
solutions is the same concentration of sodium.
But I won't be here.
So
Okay.
in this case,
Well,
well,
we can do that.
Then you're gonna do it on Monday. Or Tuesday,
I
Wednesday.
got one sentence on chloride,
Let me
and I
see
gotta
that,
talk
the
for
blue
15
thing,
minutes.
the blue box.
plug it in.
What?
All right, so we're gonna do a little. No, we're not.
Oh, God. What class did you tell her this was?
I don't know. I'm worried. You guys didn't hear it, right? Good.
Go around there. Bounce on today.
Okay. So I have some pretty cool things in here. There it is. Okay. So we have an angel. And it doesn't have, this is just the needle. So take it out and take a look at it. It's got the safety feature on it.
Do you have another one of these box thingy?
There, it's over there.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Am I getting to throw it? Use your own.
Slow down. Okay, Bob.
Okay, so I'll pass that around. Now James over there decided to talk about a 10 gauge. And then he said he's going to do it in a penal vein.
Gotta hope the camera stops.
Oh, it's still recording.
Good deal.
Get up on the table.
Now,
You can see orientation next week. though.
Isn't it the smaller the number, the bigger the
mhm. So I'm going to pass around this
I'm just kidding.
10 gauge.
That was really scary.
And just remember,
Oh, boo.
do we use this in the field for IVs?
No.
How come that is a patient?
No, not at all. And then the one thing that you guys don't get to play with, which is too bad, is this little booger.
Oh, is that intraosseous?
Mhm.
Okay.
So I'm going to demonstrate it on Molly.
Sure.
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 Why not?
Agreed.
Just use your sterile technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Got some whiskey.
So I want you to, I'm going to pass this around and look at it. And you'll see that it's got the hole to the needle that would be stuck in the bone is plugged. And if you unscrew this, if you unscrew this, you actually pull the needle out. Well, that stuck right in my leg perfectly.
Hearing noise, it must not work so well.
How's she supposed to go like
Now I gotta find the needle now.
that?
It literally bounced. There it is.
Somebody
small one. Don't have a thing.
No. Not unless they fall over the cable.
You get like.
Oh.
Yeah. If I can avoid it. That's for just.
Wait a minute, I'm still preparing this for you.
Sure,
After all, I just dropped it on the floor.
I know, it'll be all right.
Rob, have you seen the video of the Marine that lets him do the?
Yes.
Yeah,
What an idiot.
You can stick the needle in if you're not flushing fluids.
The what? What?
There's a YouTube video of a Marine that is awake and no sedation and letting him put one of these in it.
you know that the medical director of Down in Golden lets AMR Golden do IOs. I thought that was pretty cool.
Paramedics can do IOs.
No, they're letting the EMTs do it.
Mm.
Because there's an EMT that she comes and does some training sessions at Red Rocks, and that
Protocol for
the medical
Okay.
director overrode that
your kid.
for the EMTs. to be able to do it.
Understand, guys, that the protocols, we have what we call the Denver Metro protocols.
The DMTP.
And under the Denver Metro protocols, each physician advisor or medical director has the prerogative to follow these 100% or make changes. We have ketamine. Not everybody in the state has ketamine. Grand County can transport patients on propofol. We can't. Now, understand that Grand County and Stadium Medical are under the same medical advisor. So it's really up to the medical advisor and the waivers. Ketamine is a waivered drug. It's not something that what is ketamine? What was it
It's an
really?
elephant tranquilizer, horse tranquilizer.
Horse tranquilizer. 500 milligrams. Works really good in most people. So some of the stuff that we're going to be using, we won't be using the IO, but we will be using needles, and we will be using these little things that you've got here to practice on, and then when I get the arm in, we'll be doing that. What I want to really do is get you guys used to this equipment. If you would grab, it's the No, I'm looking at. Grab the bottom one.
That's all blood tubes. IV stuff.
Yeah, go ahead and pull some of the needles out of there. There's butterflies. There should be some. I know there's some 20s, 24s. Oh, good. There is a 16. Okay. And these are, I want you just to look at the sizes and understand when we talk about large bore, what are we talking about?
Small number.
Small number. So a 24, a 22, a 20, an 18, a 16, a 14. 14 is the largest that we're going to use. We are not going to use a 10 gauge on anybody.
Especially in a wiener.
I would not want to be the person to explain to Pete Velman why we started a penal IV.
That's almost as bad as the guy.
Yeah, right.
What was the guy last week drinking up Niagara, so he cut it off, and they tried to deflate it or something?
What?
Wasn't that what the erection or line in 4 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy tried to deflate it.
I'm not going to say what I'm
What a moron.
I'm not going to say it.
That's not good.
Good to see Mrs.
What else do we have in there? The other box. Should have, yeah. Go ahead and pull a couple of those IV sets out. Isn't it nice that it's all in the same place?
Same door. Those Pampers with the IV stuff, so when they wet themselves, they.
Those aren't Pampers. It depends, damn it.
Same thing, I like it.
Now, those of you who are studying your books, you're going to see what's chapter 3. What is chapter 4? Principles of fluid balance. That's going to be another one we'll probably be doing some homework on. Unless, of course, you're a microbiologist.
What's with microbiology?
Did you find any of the yellow angios?
There's some on the bottom, on this side, on the bottom of that black
If
rock.
you want to grab one,
I like to find the micro. I can find
Here
it.
on this side, under that
there
box.
may not be any micros in there. This is all expired stuff.
Stuff under that box.
14.
They're all over.
There's 22.
Give me that one.
If
That'll work.
only we could always have these ones.
Do you go to vacuum cleaners and blood draws and stuff?
What's that?
Do you do vacuum cleaners and blood draws and stuff? Or you wouldn't?
Yeah, everybody's gonna get to do that too. Blood draws and so.
You gonna open them?
No, please don't. No. You will.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna open this one. Harmless looking little thing.
That's a Mac. It's a tell.
What's that?
This is a Mac, but I was trying to get the clear one so you can see the difference between the Mac. and the
Oh,
Pro.
Okay. When you open these up, it's just like the one that didn't have a catheter on it. You see that it's attached here. We go bevel side up. But one of the things that you've got to remember, and luckily we don't have the little push buttons. I ruined so many IVs. You've got to break that seal. It's almost like it's glued on. Let me borrow your little that thing.
Oh, really?
Almost slipped.
It wasn't me. This-
Okay,
Somebody already did
Give
this.
me your.
if it's open, go ahead.
Okay, I'm like, it wasn't me.
So the book's going to tell you to go in like this at a 45.
Go right through that son.
Oh yeah. Now one of the things, I'm going to pass this around. Don't take the needle or the angio out. Just look at where the needle is stuck. It's called a bifurcation. When you start doing IVs, if you can find bifurcations, that's the place to stick them. The reason being is you have two branches that are coming into one, and if you go right in between those two branches, you will have good success because it's not going to move with those branches there. So that's what I'm saying, the bifurcation.
You know, we were told we weren't supposed to do that years ago.
Well, and I guess that's where I'm coming from. I mean, we were always taught, bifurcations are riddled with valves.
They might be,
And if you get up against
and
the
we're
valve,
going to teach you how to get through that.
Do that.
So I went in at a 45. Don't like that. So I'm going to go
It's
in.
grandma.
That's why I'm using a 24.
And if I could re-angle
We're not
Twenty-two.
gonna inflate it. We're not gonna inflate it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm.
I went in a little more level.
Like, you get to take it back down.
Maybe that's. Ooh, don't do
Oh,
that.
yeah. What?
You scared me.
It'll happen.
Her thing got like, is that a safety? What is that on the top?
That's a safety thing. Now you've ruined that needle. You can never use it again.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Damn it. How did I do that? When I opened it?
When you pulled that angio off.
Oh.
Okay.
Darn it.
So I'm going to pull this off. You can see the safety. And I cheated. I went to the external vein that was sticking out.
Here, let me
It doesn't work if you get to go in the hole.
No, I didn't go in that hole.
Here, let me cut you down. I'll do that.
My patience can't just stick in there.
You did a few of those in the old days. Cut down to an ankle.
All right, so we have,
Never.
this is a blood pump.
I told you that.
You
Okay,
have a blood pump, a macro, and a micro. You're fine.
yeah, and I'm assuming that this is a, demonstrations, 10 drops, so this is
Poor
a
guy died like a fluid.
macro.
I fixed it.
Wouldn't accept that it was.
Sorry. Just gonna.
What am I gonna do?
You gotta say, Anthony.
Stop that.
They got him here. Can you teach me how to do this?
Can't believe
We talked about
Okay,
this
so-
thing, but
22 gauge angio, big or small? Is it big or small?
Small
Okay,
compared to what?
16.
16.
I hate this. My fingers are so.
Were you trying to get that
Yeah, I was,
back?
yeah.
It's all right. We're gonna be out here in a minute.
Yeah.
We ought to leave it in. Just grab one of the ambulance and run it down to TG. I want to go there. Yeah.
Okay, that one's going to the trash. Can I throw it in this trash can?
No,
Why not?
Sure, there's no blood on it. And the safety.
no, it's absurd.
Do you trust that this will not stick you?
Sure.
Do you really?
No.
Do you trust that whoever put it in there is clean?
I
Start with.
Let's pack our surf container.
know, that, at least in a garbage container, but the fellow rested it.
Now, did everybody see the blood pump?
Yes.
This is one that we are going to practice. And the reason we're going to practice it is because that when it is used, it has to be filled just right. And you never want to fill it wrong because the paramedic that's doing the trauma call that you're using this on is going to yell and scream and yeah, it's just not a pretty sight.
Just fill it up halfway so that they can see it.
No. There's a pump. I'm going to pass this around. This little thing here, if you squeeze it, you'll feel that it squeezes pretty easy.
We did that the other night. Must not have been paid attention.
The blood pump.
God.
In the drain.
You're the one saying things. So take a look at this. This is also a
I'm sorry. It was too easy.
You wanna play with it?
this is 10 drops per ml if you don't use the pump. So it's just like a macro. The only difference is that it has 2 ports, 2 things that you're going to put into a bag. One you're going to use, one you're not. Okay, this one, and I wish, I'm opening this one.
I was looking for a clear one to see the difference.
Yeah. All right. This also is a 10 drop per ml thing. It's called a macro. And what I want you to do is look at the bottom of this chamber. And look how big that hole is. Where does the micro go? That's the pump, right?
Let's pump again.
Okay.
So I think it's,
Brooke, are you hiding the micro?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's this one? Another macro?
Okay, but that's a blood pump, but it also does 10 drops per ml. And then look at, she broke the,
It's not broken, it's just on
you
fold.
see this little piece of paper that was around that?
There was a piece of paper around it?
Yeah, it should have been.
I don't think there was.
Okay.
I
Look
think
at
it's on
that.
your laptop.
It is.
now it's contaminated.
Yeah, it's contaminated anyway. Then look at this one. This is called a micro, and it is 60 drops per ml. So look at that drip chamber, same place that you looked at that, and look at the size of the hole that the fluid's going to come through.
Oh, I guess we're not taking this one out.
No, don't take that one out. You can see it.
So, when you're administering, how many drops how are you making your decision on how much fluid you're gonna give somebody? I mean, common patient, we know that, but
I usually do,
you don't hold it up there.
I'll do an 18 or smaller,
And then
and then I TKO it.
TKO.
And TKO means to keep vein open. You don't turn it on and just let it flow. You just TKO it, and that's just to keep the vein open. That's in the event that you have to give, somebody has to give medicines or something like that. If it was a trauma patient, then I would probably open it up and give them a good fluid challenge. And we're going to go over all of that stuff. What I wanted you to do is at least play with some of the equipment, look at it, and see what it does. Let's, James, while you're up there, there should be a box of fluids. I think it's that one. Pull out a 50 or a 1,000, a 50, and a 250.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Now, is that 250? Is
250.
that saline or D50 or D5? I mean,
Sodium chloride.
Now, and I shouldn't say this. I don't think there's any D5.5 in there. Okay, that's it.
Hold on, breathe tonight.
That's a micro.
Tell me.
That's a macro. You see the difference?
Run and get water.
Go. Demon Christmas.
I'm gonna grab some water. Sorry.
No.
Do you want me?
Yeah.
No, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Wait, before you can leave, tell me the expiration date on that.
Can I look?
Well, yeah, you better look.
About 10 years
May
ago.
of 2014.
19.
May of 2014. So can I use that?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Will it hurt you?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
But
One of the
wouldn't want it.
treatment for alcohol overdoses. Normal saline and a D50. What's the expiration date on that one?
2015.
Okay. When of 2015? Oh, so that would be February? Okay.
February 15.
Brooke. All right. So when you